just observe. You'll have to respond to me, okay, after this. What was that in the video?
In the exams, they are just malpracticing.
Okay, and what will be your response? If you are the invigilator, you are the teacher over there, what will be the next step?
I would excuse one time.
One time you'll be excused. If it is a public exam?
I would warn them.
Okay, next.
I won't give the chance to do that.
Probably some or other it happened.
I'll give, don't repeat again.
Okay, don't repeat again. Good. Anyone else?
No excuse.
No excuse. Okay. What was written on the slip?
Let's not
Let's
cheat.
not cheat. But then definitely as teachers, what is the
Teacher.
positive malpractice?
No, it was honesty.
No, it was
Honesty,
honesty.
yeah.
Yes, correct.
That is an advertisement. Actually, that's an advertisement of some company. But then I saw a lesson over there. Now you see, first thought, definitely as teachers, what comes to our mind is malpractice, right? So ultimately, we are put into one attitude, one structure, one system, whereby we are tend to look at the negatives more. Find out the mistake. Try to give less marks. How many mistakes are there that we will look into? Ultimately, we are trained into that culture. But then are the teachers just to highlight the negatives, or are their job something else? How do you feel about it? Do you know what is a progress report?
Yes.
To show the performance of the children.
It shows the performance of the children. What is the meaning of progress report? One, it shows the performance.
A day by day improvement. Their performance improvement.
Performance, progress means improvement, right?
Yeah.
So, can you sign a progress report if there is no progress? Does it become a progress report?
No, sir.
It's not a progress report. When there is no progress shown in the certificate than the previous time, it is not a progress report at all, right? You know, there was a student, his name was Teddy. Earlier he was known as Teddy. His name was called as Teddy. You know, there was a class teacher in this Teddy school. She started to speak every day. She started to initiate the class saying that I love you all. What is that? First statement was, I love you all. She used to say that every class as she begins, she will say she love you all. But she knew she could not love one particular boy, that is Teddy, who was terribly shabbily dressed and undisciplined and doesn't listen to the class properly, disturbed and distracted, always distracted, you know. Then at the end, she gave the progress report. Actually, that has to be countersigned by the headmistress, the principal of the school, no? Do you have that practice in your school? Yes? Yeah. When the progress report of this study was given to a principal for countersign, principal saw there is no progress in that. She called this particular class teacher and she asked her, I don't see any progress here. How do I sign this? Then she said, I have nothing to write there because I cannot find any progress in him. He is unbecoming and he is impossible character. So immediately the principal called for the office staff and asked her to get all the previous progress reports of this study and pass it on to the class teacher. And you know, Mrs. Thompson was her name. Then she saw the previous class progress reports. In one report of the 3rd standard, it was written, his studies are affected because his mother is suffering from cancer. His mother is suffering from cancer. So that was 3rd standard. 4th standard report read like this, Teddy needs immediate attention because he has lost his track after the demise of his mother, after he lost his mother. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Father.
And next, he is in the 5th now. Suddenly, this Mrs. Thompson got some idea, some revelation in her mind, and she knew what should I do. So the next day, Monday, that was a Saturday, Monday, she went to the class and she usually started the class saying, I love you all. Today, she had a lot of love for this particular man, Teddy, this boy. You know, earlier she used to make all the negative references to him. Till last Saturday, she used to call out Teddy's name for all the negative references, whatever she had to mention, all the negative references. But that day onwards, that Monday onwards, she started to focus on Teddy and find out what are the positives in him and speak out those positives and refer him for all the positive reasons. Then, you know, he went on from that 5th class to 6th. Later on, she was not her class teacher. But then for every birthday, they used to give some gift to the class teacher. Now, this Teddy did not stop giving gift to the class teacher. As he was in the 6th standard, he went to the 5th standard on her birthday. As all other students were presenting the gift, he also presented a gift to her, which was wrapped in a shabby newspaper, which was not properly gift wrapped. Then everybody knew it is from from Teddy, and all started to laugh at him because it was not even wrapped properly, and she opened it in front of the students. She found a half empty perfume bottle. What she did is she took the perfume bottle and she just sprayed it on her. As she was going out, Teddy was waiting at the door. He touched her hand and said, "Ma'am, you are smelling like my mother now. You are smelling like my mother." And from that day onwards, he was continuously every year, even when she got transferred some other school, he used to send her some birthday gift. And he used to write in every letter, "Ma'am, I have seen so many teachers, but you are the best teacher I have seen." And later on, he went on for higher studies abroad and he got his PhD. And for his marriage, he wanted to invite her. He sent a flight ticket up and down as well as the invitation. And she wanted to attend the marriage. She went for the marriage. And when she went there in the chapel, chair was reserved. And he had arranged people to usher her when she comes with her picture. And the chair displayed mother with a display of mother. And she was allowed to sit there. And he introduced partner saying that this is the teacher who replaced my mother. And if not for this teacher, I would not have been here today. And the teacher said, "It seems I would not have realized who is a teacher if not for Teddy." And that is actually what is a teacher. A teacher has to be first a mother or a father, first a parent, then a teacher. Why? Because I told them yesterday, maybe in my 26 years, nobody has succeeded to make me angry. I challenge all my students. Maybe if you don't know, I tell you, I was a teacher in your campus, in the PG department, MSW, as well as degree, as well as PU. I have taught in PUC as well, 20 years back. I have challenged all my students, lakhs of them now, to make me angry in the classroom, and I can challenge you as well. And Supriya ma'am was asking me yesterday, we had some technical issue like this. Did you get angry because your time was being wasted? I said, I felt Papa, sympathy. Why should I get angry? Because there is some technical issue, right? I can say I have never got angry in last 26 years in the classroom, anywhere. Classroom or training programs. Making you angry, it's impossible. I have given 5 challenges. One of them is to make me angry. And second one is like I tell them, give me a boring experience for 3 minutes. I will obey whatever you say. Third one, I tell them if you can make me say I am exhausted or tired. The fourth one, if they can make me use the word difficult, I can't do it and difficult it is. So a teacher has to be a source of inspiration, energy, and all those things. Just give me a comment on that screen.
It's a table of 2.
Okay, it's a multiplication table. Okay, table of 2.
2 ones are 2, no, sir.
2
2 ones are 1.
One mistake, very good. Any other comments? Now, as teachers, immediately what comes to our mind is there is a mistake, right?
Yes.
And
Yes, sir.
as teachers, a person who can multiply the bigger numbers, definitely he knows the first one, right? And we presume that definitely 2 serve 1, they know it is 2. But then it could be a slip of tongue or slip of hand or slip of mind, right? You know that? Slip of finger or slip of tongue is no mistake of mind, and one who bothers it is so unkind. So what happened? Immediately we are tend to look at the negative things. One of the ma'ams asked me, so you never get angry. She asked me, have you never put out any students from your classroom? I said, I never got a chance to scold anyone. Then why should I put them out? Then the issue was those days, those small phones were there. Small phones. You remember that was the time when the phones came in, the cell phones. And people used to carry it to the school, hiding in the shoe or bag or somewhere. And every teacher used to make it a big issue. And everybody used to find it out. I grabbed or I found out one cell phone from the classroom. It's like an achievement. No, everybody used to get saddened by the presence of cell phones. But what I used to do, 90 students in the degree classroom, I used to go and tell them in my first class, my dear friends, like I always call my students as friends. Any students, even if it is primary or high school or degree or postgraduate. So I tell them, cell phones are strictly prohibited in the classroom. You are 100% sure, and I know it as well. And if I search for the cell phones hidden with you, either in your shoes or in your bag, I know definitely many of you have your cell phones with you now. Okay? You are sure about it, and I am damn sure about it. So, third thing, if my teaching goes boring, you will remove the cell phone and start texting, okay? And then I put on my phone number on the blackboard, 9448441393, and I tell them, if you are starting texting some jokes and other things, kindly forward to this number so that I can enjoy in the evening when I reach home. And we never had an issue in the classroom with that. Or somebody comes late, we don't know why they are late, how they are late, what happened, whether the bus broke down, bike broke down, or something happened at their home. Why should we spoil the whole classroom? We welcome them, make them sit, make them comfortable and allow them to sit, and we proceed with the class. Or somebody is sleeping, we feel comfortable because they have come to the class. At least maybe yesterday they could not sleep because their dad was a drunkard, he would not allowed to sleep, or somebody was hospitalized. Many reasons. Or the girls have their own physical issues, or other option is that my class is boring, that's why they are sleeping. Okay, so who has to be blamed? So great, that is it. So that is our nature. First impression, first thought that you get: curious, The next generation, okay, the new gen. Okay, anyhow, what all thoughts you have? Trying, interesting, great. And this is the citizen level where we are. Like, and unless we are updated, we are going to be crushed down. And I tell you, the biggest challenge with the new education policy, if you are aware of it, new education policy, I can send you the video. I have summarized it if you want. The new education policy will take away at least some 70% of the teachers from the track because it has got technology enhanced learning strategy, which they are trying to bring in next year. And as of now with this pandemic, many teachers are off the track. A good number of them are not teaching now. There are so many problems they are facing. So we need to be updated. The entire teaching system is getting into a different arena. But need not be disappointed. There are a lot of opportunities where we can update ourselves, and definitely we can have an experience. I told as of now with the teaching this one, I have to be very cautious because when we were trained, we had the biggest challenge with the teacher talking time crime. We call it TTT crime. As per our benchmarking, we are not supposed to speak in a session. If there is a 60-minute session, you are not supposed to speak or engage. Teacher is not supposed to engage more than 15 minutes, including your good morning and goodbye. Means only 25% of the time teacher should engage in speaking. The rest, for 75% of the time, students should interact. That is called student learner-centered teaching. But then most of our things are teacher-centered teaching. Now they are shifting it to learner-centered teaching in the new education policy. And now again, it is going to be technically enhanced learning, experiential learning, personalized learning. All these are the new categories coming in, which is internationally benchmarked. If it happens in India, definitely India will become the Vishwaguru. There is no issue. But then there are a lot of challenges. The biggest ever challenge to bring new education policy into practice, to translate it into practice, is the challenge of teachers. Teachers being equipped in India. And they have brought in 4 years B.Ed, integrated B.Ed, and so many suggestions are brought in after a lot of studies, research for more than 2 years, and more than 2 lakh people have responded with their inputs into this draft policy, new education policy. Have you heard of it? New education policy?
Yes, sir.
One thing I could not believe when somebody told me that I asked them, how about your teachers? Actually, I don't like to take up compulsory sessions. That's not my cup of tea, I told them. Then one teacher commented that no, they are all interested to update themselves, which I could not believe. If that is the case, I tell management should be the happiest and the luckiest management in the world. If you are really, if majority, I don't say all, need not be, if majority are really interested in updating, that will be the greatest gift to the world. And I tell you, I was a man who was never interested in teaching. I used to hate teaching. That was the last thing I wanted to do. But then today I loved it. I am so fond of it. I have fallen in love with the teaching and training programs. And I do every day. Today I have got six schedules like this till 8 o'clock in the evening. But then it's really interesting, really enhancing. So if that is your attitude, great. We'll have our journey. Teaching is one of the best ever professions, I tell you, first of all, vocations. But then we need to upgrade ourselves. Yes. What is expected of me as a teacher? Any idea what is expected of me? Who expects something from me as a teacher?
Students.
Students, one. Okay. Anybody else?
Parents, management.
Parent management. Very good. But then you are not just a teacher, right? You are also a mother or a father or a brother or a wife, husband, right? And now all these roles are together. There are a lot of expectations from the management, from the parents, from the teachers, and from your family people. A lot of expectations from you. To cope with all these things, the ultimate solution is this. When you have a lot of stress, finding difficult to reconcile all these things, the only solution is to unlock your profession into passion. Unlock your profession into passion. You know the difference between profession and passion?
Yes, Father.
Anyone difference? Anybody?
Passion means love to teach.
Okay. Passion means it's something that energizes us. If it is a passion, it gives you energy. The more and more you do, it gives you more and more energy. You don't get exhausted. You love to do more and more. Means you have fallen in love with the profession. When you have fallen in love with someone, how do you feel? You want to be always with them. You want to always communicate. You want to always to connect. So also when you are fallen in love with your profession, it becomes a passion and it gives you a lot of energy and you always want to do that. Doing it energizes you again and again. So if you have not unlocked your profession into passion, let me know on your feedbacks, and we expect a feedback as you expect from the students, since it's a webinar and virtual platform in the group, or you can send me on WhatsApp. I have put in the group my WhatsApp number, or a mail, eduskillsnext@gmail.com. You can mail me in this. It all depends on your feedbacks. I'll customize my syllabus for you, or always I tell them, my students, I tell them your mistakes are my syllabus. Your needs are my syllabus. So always I tell my students, I encourage my students to make mistakes. Once I tell them, I can't get angry, right? So it's not possible purposefully they make mistakes. When they make mistakes, I am so happy. I address those mistakes and I find their weaknesses and I enhance that area of their personality. Yes. Vision and vocation of a heroic teacher. That's the last thing we are going to deal with today. We are not going to elaborate it. We will come back to this one. You know, what is the vision or the vocation or the mission of your teacher? Building the confidence in the students and tell them you can, and also allow them with confidence make mistakes and stand straight and say, sorry, I made a mistake. I realized the mistake. No, that's the biggest part a teacher can do. Allow them to make mistakes, not purposeful mistakes. When they make mistakes, for example, you know, when a child wants to take up a glass if you are a parent, you know, at home, a small child of 3 years or 4 years old want to pick up a glass. What will be your response?
Don't touch it.
Don't take it. It will break. Yeah. Suddenly, no, it will break. But then, you know, if you can just encourage the child, come on, look at this mistakes gives. And if child is encouraged, child will definitely carry the glass safe to you. But then every time you say no, child gets scared. Or else imagine the worst thing is that the glass will slip off the hand of the child and it will fall and break. If you can coolly approach the child and say, this is what happens, you should be careful, don't worry, we can purchase another glass. But all those things, and child will learn a lot of lessons. But then just refusing them the possibility, they will lose their confidence and self-image and everything. This is what we do throughout. If you can just scan yourself, if you are a mother or parent, you scan yourself, what is your response to your students from morning till evening? What will be the response? All 99% will be negative. If you see something negative, your child is wearing the uniform and it's muddy now from the school, it is soiled the uniform, you will comment on that. If the child comes normally without any problem, the uniform is clean, you will not compliment at all. You just neglect. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Can you see this picture? This is scanned from Udivani paper long back. I got it very meaningful. What is your first impression about this picture?
Carrying burden.
Carrying burden. Okay. Yes. Is it normal?
So it's normal as it is in the railway track. He's
Yeah.
coming on the railway track, so he's taking the bicycle upon him.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, it's okay.
Wrong way. Somebody want to say that it's a wrong way. Track is wrong. The railway track is wrong, or man is wrong, or the cycle is wrong. Now which is wrong?
No, he should
Man
not
is-
walk.
Man
He should
is
not
wrong.
walk on the railway track. It is dangerous for him if he walks
No,
on the
it's
track.
dangerous. Yeah, walking on the railway track is dangerous. Okay, not allowed actually. Okay, but you know there was a path earlier. There was a path where you are cycling, but now they have put railway track on that path. He has nowhere to go without carrying it on the railway track. You understand? There is a small road in that way, and they have put tracks on there.
Yeah, so that he doesn't have any way, so that he is carrying his cycle.
Yeah, this shows exactly our education, our degrees. I tell you what, the degrees are just exactly what they are carrying now. The world has changed dramatically and they need different skills. You know, last 34 years in Indian education system, there was no change at all. Stagnancy. And people are not at all equipped for the job opportunities outside. No, they find it very difficult. Today, because of this pandemic, people are approaching me, so many of them telling me, money is not a problem, I want a job. Okay, so what I'm saying, it's getting outdated and our responsibility is to support this new education policy, and if it happens, that will be the greatest thing that we can do. Okay, yes, information, formation, transformation. Okay, maybe we'll play 2 minutes game, football game. Have you played football?
No.
Have you seen football?
Yeah.
Now task is this, you know, one takes the ball, other one tosses the ball, other one passes ball, another one kick the ball, then you have goal, right? You can see the screen, right? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clear? Group number 1, okay? Your business is to take the ball. Group number 2, and your business is to toss the ball, okay? Group number 3, your business is to pass the ball. Group number 4, your business is kick the ball, okay? Now the game is this. When I say number 1, all the people from the group number 1 have to say loud, take the ball, okay? Audible? Group number 1?
Take the ball.
Take the ball.
Yeah. Group number 2?
Pass the ball.
Group number 3?
Pass the ball.
Group number 4?
Kick the ball.
Number 5? In the order you have to say loud and fast.
Take the ball.
2.
Pass the ball.
Number 1.
Take the ball.
2.
Pass the ball.
3.
Pass the ball.
4.
Kick the ball.
5.
Goal.
21.
Take the ball.
Take the ball. Pass the ball.
3.
Pass the ball.
1.
Kick
Take the ball.
2.
Pass the ball.
4.
Kick the ball. Goal.
5.
Goal.
Hey, 1.
Take the ball.
2.
Pass the ball.
3.
Pass the ball.
4.
Kick the ball.
5.
Go.
Thank you so much. So update with your analysis, your evaluation of the session and your expectations for the future. Thank you so much.